Always wanted to try it out. The music is mocking me. Oh, hey there. Well, with the commercial and critical success of Mega Man 2, how in the world could Capcom follow it up? Well, they certainly tried with Mega Man 3. And here's my review.
So after his first 2 attempts to take over the world failed miserably, Dr. Wily has declared that he has seen the errors of his ways, and he is now reformed. In a show of good faith, Wily has teamed up with Dr. Light to create Gamma, a new peacekeeping robot. Suddenly, 8 mining robots go haywire and steal Gamma's power crystals. So Mega Man has been brought back into action and sets out to find the Robot Masters to retrieve the power crystals. But throughout the journey, he comes face to face with a mysterious robot named Breakman, who engages in several battles with our blue hero. After taking care of the Robot Masters and returning the crystals, Dr. Wily steals them along with Gamma, as this was yet another attempt to conquer the world.
No.
After braving Dr. Wily's new constructed fortress, Mega Man defeats Wily and Gamma, but as the good doctor is surrendering, the fortress starts crumbling down. Wily is seemingly killed while Mega Man is rescued by Breakman and is returned to Dr. Light. After Mega Man is revived, he learns that Breakman is actually Proto-Man, which of course stands for prototype. Dr. Light explains that he was the early predecessor for Mega Man and is in fact his older brother.
What a twist!
As the game starts up, we find that the basic structure of the first 2 Mega Man games are here intact. You can take on the 8 Robot Masters in any order that you wish. Again, the same rules apply, as when you defeat them, you acquire their powers. You can use them on other robots to make the fights easier. You know, basic stuff. This time around, we have Magnet Man, Hard Man, Top Man, Shadow Man, Spark Man, Gemini Man, and Needle Man. The powers they have are also a bit more creative than the other 2 games. As for example, we have Snake Man's Search Snakes, which slither along the ground to find their target, or Gemini Man's lasers, which bounce back and forth off the walls. They are all pretty cool. Except for Top Man's Top Spin, which is just really awkward to use. It's almost like you can only score a hit as long as you're taking one yourself. When I'm using the damn thing, I don't even know if I'm using it right. I guess I won. The levels themselves feature the platforming and run-and-gun action that we are used to. But there are a couple of new wrinkles. First, Mega Man has a brand new slide ability. By pressing down and jump at the same time, you will perform it. Now this is essential to reach certain areas, as like in the previous games, multiple routes can be found throughout the stages. It really became a staple of Mega Man's moveset. But the biggest new addition here is the introduction of Rush. This is a robot dog companion built by Dr. Light in order to assist Mega Man. Rush starts off with a Rush Coil, which is a spring that Mega Man can use to reach higher elevations. And throughout the journey, he can also obtain a submarine form and his iconic hoverboard form. Rush pretty much acts as a replacement to the previous game's Item 1, 2, and 3, only Rush is far more cooler. With his hoverboard ability, you can actually bypass some platforming areas just as long as you keep collecting the ammunition refillers. Awesome! The refillers and the other power-ups from the previous games are all back as well, which include the E-Tanks, which you can hold up to 9 this time around, along with life energy and extra lives. The levels themselves also feel more diverse, as we get a range of interesting environments. My personal favorite is Top Man, as it looks like you're surrounded by hemp. Maybe this is where Daniel Bryan made his new championship belt. Then there is Gemini Man, who starts intergalactic and then turns pretty psychedelic. Some levels also feature some mid-bosses that you'll have to deal with, such as a giant snake and a fat cat who throws yarn balls at you. Because Japan. As for Break/Proto Man, when he does show up, there's nothing really major about him, as his attacks have pretty much the same routine. After he eats enough shots, he will split and open up a new area for you to progress through. Now after you defeat the 8 robot masters, it is off to Wily Fortress, right? Well, actually no. Up next is to me the weakest part of this game, or the most annoying. And that are the Dock Robot levels. What is that, you may ask? Well, guess what? You get to replay Sparkman, Needleman, Gemini Man, and Shadow Man's levels all over again, only this time they are more challenging, with extra booby traps like spikes. It is in these areas that Rush can really be helpful. In each of these levels, you will twice face off against the Dock Robots. These abominations mimic the power movesets from the 8 robot masters from Mega Man 2. But remember, this is Mega Man 3, so you'll have to find which of your new powers are their weaknesses. The Dock Robots are a pain in the ass. These things are quick, they're big, and their attack patterns are hard to predict. And if you die, it's back to the start of the stage with you. Now you do get a checkpoint after you defeat a Dock Robot, but overall, they're way less frequent in these areas. But Mega Man 3 also possesses a password system like the last game. Finally, we come to the Wily Fortress. Here, we have to battle through 4 stages before getting to Dr. Wily. Each stage has a boss for you to defeat, from an underwater boss, which is pretty pathetic, evil copies of Mega Man, and...
Oh no, no!
Yep, it is the return of the Yellow Devil. And there is no pause trick this time. You have to beat him legit. Thankfully, he's not as hard this time around. Just avoid his blob parts and hit him in the eye with the hard knuckle, and well, there you go. Afterwards, you have the standard boss rush mode, and you finally come up to Wily himself. With some help from Rush, you take him down, and now we... Whoa! Okay, it was a fake then. The real final battle is when you face off against Wily in Gamma. For me, it took a little while to figure it out, but I was finally able to defeat him with the Search Snakes. A few well-placed shots, some well-timed jumps, and booyah! The day is saved once again. Honestly, overall, the Wily Fortress was not that hard. The thing that helped out a lot is that there were power-ups all over the place. Very generously, I might add. I don't know, I guess Dr. Wily has a sense of fair play. Or this was the game's apology for the Dock Robot levels, either way. Now, according to Keiji Inafune, Mega Man 3 had a frustrating development with tons of disagreements and stern deadlines to meet, so that may explain how uneven the challenge is. The game really feels like 3 parts. First is normal challenge, and then we have a difficulty spike with the Dock Robots, and the Wily Fortress end up turning into a cakewalk in the end. One thing that does remain constant, though, is the great music and sound design. While it may not be as classic as Mega Man 2, I gotta tell you, it's right up there. Now, how do I feel personally about Mega Man 3? To be honest with you, it's a game that took a while for it to grow on me. I guess that whole Doc Robot section just kind of soured it for me for a while, at least for the first time I played it. I understand the thinking. The thinking is, let's make Mega Man 3 bigger and better than the last one, so they decided to add that extra layer. But honestly, I just don't think it was the right way to go. It really does feel like unnecessary busy work, as this game is just making you go through 4 levels all over again just with a makeover, and face off against annoyingly hard bosses. 8 times. But after playing it again and taking it all in, I can say that the rest of Mega Man 3 is actually pretty darn good. The designs of these stages are really well done, from a desert to a robot factory to that weed place, and so on. There's even this section where the lights go out for a time. Kinda reminds me of Quickman stage. The graphics are beautiful and creative, and there were only rare places where graphical flickering became a thing. And the enemy design is just as cute as they were in the previous games. The importance of Mega Man 3 to the series is also that the game added several elements that would be important to the series in general. Specifically the inclusion of Rush, the introduction of Proto Man, and the slide ability. Not to mention the game attempted to tell a more thorough story, which I think was mostly effective. Yeah, I never bought for a second that Dr. Wily really was reformed, but whatever, it still worked out in the end. Despite the uneven challenge and those damn Doc robots, Mega Man 3 was a worthy follow-up to Mega Man 2, and definitely deserves the accolades that was thrown its way. I may still prefer the second, but I overall enjoyed this one as well. At this point, Mega Man was truly off and running, and it'll be interesting to see where it goes from here.
Well, there you have it. There's my review of Mega Man 3. Overall, it's a pretty good game. Well, make sure to leave a like and comment down below, and make sure to visit our brand new merch store. The link will be in the description down below. Thank you once again for joining me. I'm Eugene Morris of the BrotherhoodGaming.com. See you next time. Take care, and remember, keep on gaming.
Hey there everyone, did you like this video? If you did, why not give us a thumbs up and maybe leave a comment and watch some more of our stuff. Also, if you really want to keep up with the Brotherhood of Gaming, such as myself, William Morris, or Eugene, you should really follow us on our Twitters, links provided below, so you can see what's coming up in the future. And since, we have to play these games sometimes and record them, why not join us on our Twitch page where you can hang out with all of us as we do so and chit-chat about the games that we love so much. Lastly, if you want to help keep our dreams alive, you can support us in any number of ways, either by continuing to view our videos, like them, share them with all your friends and family and your peeps and your girlfriends, or you can also join our small Patreon and throw all your spare cash away. We'll even give you a shout out. Once again, thank you all and have a wonderful day.